Lord for steel and bound by fire, a dream of conquest, a dark desire. The overlords whisper, their voices command. The righteous march for no one's land. The cryogenic halls aligned with fate. Officers screaming, they know it's too late. Fueled by suffering, forged in pain. Mark runs thick in every vein. It's Machiavellic to say, this is justice, this is fate. A righteous war, a holy fight, to claim the stars, to seize the night. We have no gods, we serve no kings, only the hunger that conquest brings. A czar awaits, trembling in fear. The age of man, it starts right here.
Yeah, it does.
The united world stands in might. Pure patriots decree what's right. A federation's hollow plea.
What's going on, everybody? If you haven't seen that, go to Machiavellic's old Twitter and check out the rest of the video. Just a little background fun with Machiavellic. I love it. I love the little updates. So what's up, everybody? We have another Moon Day with Crafty, and today we're pretty much going to be talking about Machiavellic as well as Outlaw Troopers. So let's get it started. Oh, let's see. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to go with Machiavellic first. And I've talked in previous videos about these convoys. And they have officially started. I'm going to load up a clip of the last one that I was a part of, which was for OLT tokens. And each one of these convoys basically are going to come in 3 waves, right? And I'm not sure how many more are coming by. But there's quite a few. I think there's at least 10 or more. But it's pretty cool. And let's go ahead and load up one of those videos. And this is basically just the last convoy, like I said. You know, I wasn't going to let that video run too long because that annoying warning that we get when you're playing the game for the countdown. I love hearing it, and I also hate it at the same time. But looking on the screen here, you can see, you know, it's 30 minutes of chaos, basically. And I found it's the most effective if you're flying around in your drone and you're just trying to collect as many of these canisters as you can. You bust them up, they turn, you take those bundles, they break up. You get more when you bust a bundle. And if someone else took that, that's why you don't see any of those little flashes of green prize tokens, right? So you're looking at the drone view, and if you look at the bottom, you can see that's my first row of officers. I've got 9 of them loaded right up. And with the most recent update, you can see the weapons that they're using, and you can also see how much ammo they have in the weapons that are currently equipped, which I love. And I also like seeing a bunch of players competing. Usually it's like, 17 to 20 plus players right now with these convoys. And, I'll start throwing little captions of what they're all about. This is the next one that's coming up. And it's all going to be woofy. So we're going to get some woofy tokens. It's going to be divvied up with those 3 rounds. You can see the dates and times. And this is on East Coast is what I'm showing right here. So you're going to get a bunch of those woofy tokens. And then you're also going to get NFTs. And that's going to be part of that convoy. And you have a little bit of time to brush up because that's not until the 29th. So you have a couple of days. So it'd be a good idea to get you a trooper or two if you haven't yet. I'll take a look at the actual Machiavellic site, 'cause I'm curious to see how many of these OCPs are left. But after that, the next battle is going to be rewards from Cardano projects. So you're going to get some tokens. And these are all game tokens, you know, and we all know Crafty's videos, it's mostly gaming. It's not financial advice. But it's pretty cool to get these gaming tokens and NFTs that are relevant to the game or games that you're playing. And this is a dope way to get it. Engagement and checking out Machiavellic, you know, and we're just on a mission. That's where you want to go to check out the story, where it begins. I know I flip back and forth, but with the ADA projects, here's an idea of what's going on. Here's some of the ADA tokens. Just to give you a little heads up on ones that you may already be familiar with, but all of those are based off of the ADA blockchain. Yeah, it's getting exciting, guys, because these graphics are awesome, and I'm loving the patch updates too. You know, they definitely take care of the people. All right, so that was the end of that clip, and you can see I started it with a 5-second countdown. Yeah. Let's go over to the regular site. Make sure that pops up. So we'll stop sharing that. Should be sharing the Machiavellic home site. So let's make sure that's happening. There we go. Let's go ahead and hide me, but keep my voice. So looking at the main Machiavellic site, we've gone through what you want to do, the steps to get into the game. And then, again, this is the next one that's coming up, the Woofy Convoy. I think they're awesome. You can just think of these as big ships, and they're just dumping all these crates. We're going to the stove. Let's see what we have for the officers. OCP, Officer Commission Pass. Basically, you're an officer, and this is your pass to get on the ship. Current price right there. You can get a discount if you have the OG pass. If not, you can get a discount checking on the secondary market for these ADA-based ones or the officers on wax. You can see as far as the minting, there's only 188 of them left, so not many. And looking at the total officer count, there's not many officers either. But right there again, this is why you want it. So you can get into the game, and once you're into the game with that single officer, you know, you have access to a free drone, which isn't as beefy as the one that I have. I've seen it's pretty cool. It has like little flappy wings. It's a kick, and so it's not as fast or as strong as the legendary drone that you can get, which makes sense. But you can also still get into those convoy missions and shoot at the crates, and you can have a lot more access and a better view to take out those crates in a drone versus sitting in the cabin, you know, which works well. You know, it does work, but you have a limited range of motion and range of sight. Versus these drones, you know, we've been flying around. They're awesome. So, but yeah, one officer gets you that. Gets you a spot in the cabin, gets you a free drone, and then it gets you the M17 for the ammunition. If you want to come in like a boss, you can buy all these other different options as far as the types of weapons. And you can see currently how many are left with those mintings and the price. I can say I have got one of each. That's it. We've shown in previous videos how to integrate these when they're ready, when they're available. Pretty simple once you're in game. You click the import NFTs and hit the wax or ADA, depending on where you're going. This is a scout I was talking about earlier, the Spectre Scout. It is technically a legendary. Still a few left, so get them. I haven't been paying attention. These haven't gone into effect really yet in the game, the shards. I have a few of them. I think I have like 2. But these you get a percentage, I believe, of marketplace activity. I'll have to go back into the wiki. We ain't going to do that now, though. But even if you have one single officer, you're an overlord, right? So it just takes one, and you're in the game, and you're a boss. Yeah, so I wanted to get the Machiavellic talk first, because it's the newest of the games. And I think what we'll do is now just move on to Outlaw Troopers and just sign right in there. I think we are at the reset time, which is normally noon on the East Coast. So let's sign in and get some. Yeah, and you'll notice I've said before, I've got 2 accounts, and this one is my main one. This is the one that I've had for the most amount of seasons. And then I have another side that I'm playing on Immutable, which I've had it for 4 or 5 seasons, however many seasons they've been in the game, as far as adding the blockchain as an option. So what I'm doing on that side is I'm trying to, basically just get the most of everything. And that's whether it's a bot, a ship, or the gears. Cool. So we got 29 days left. And Crafty's routine, log in, you get the front page. Yeah, let's see what kind of loot we have. I'll take the credits. I'm using credits all the time, especially when we're delving, y'all. So ain't nothing wrong with credits, or really any of these 5 options. Let's go there first, and let's bounce over to your space missions. I really don't pay too much attention to this. I like to see less death, but I've been doing... How many reds do I have? There's 1 there. Really, I think I just have 1 red zone I'm going into. And I'm getting marked all the time. Anyway, let's get them rewards. Close out of that. Then I open up the Abyss side, which is a separate screen now. We'll get to that in a moment. All right, what do I need to do? Mostly on my main side here, I'm focusing on mining. So let's see what's up with the planets. Have a little bit to claim here. Let's do that. You can say I have a grand total of 2 planets. 1 is currently water. and then the other one's fire or lava. So, and you can see the various levels, and you can see the main one is the first one, and I've been putting the most energy into it. So I'm at level 29. You can see this is how much life force I've gained from everybody mining on my planet. You can see currently 8 people can roll at the same time, and this is what I'm getting for a percentage, 9.5%. I've hit, you can see which one I'm hitting the most, right? And I'll probably bump this up more and more as I'm focusing on the fun stuff, which is for me right now delving and battling in the abyss. And so it's, I'm not necessarily looking to climb all the leaderboards on all that, but it's like, let's get some mining, let's work on the planets, and then let's have some fun fighting monsters. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, let's get some background noise going on. Indie rock? Nah. We'll go with minimal house. Let's check that out, gang. See what... I'm just using what we have here. I didn't import a nice little mix of jam, so let me know when this gets tired and I'll switch it up. Speaking of that, let's look at the chat. All right, so we're just going to be playing. Let's do it. I might flip over and launch Machiavellic and shoot my rocks. Right now, you have those convoys, and then every day you can always shoot around and get supplies. And then every once in a while, the Space Invaders will launch. And then you have the 40 rocks a day to get them tiers. So there's a couple of things you can do anytime you log in. You have to actually activate the Space Invader event. It's usually a token will pop up after a number of debris and rocks have been destroyed. I got too many screens up. Come on, let's close one. Okay, let's see what we have for quests going on. Looks like I'm working on a 50. We'll do a couple rounds of encounters. You can see I have gotten to 25. I usually just bang a bunch of 15s or 20s. Just have it add up. I could do 225s and then it'd be done, but I usually do 220s and a 10. Usually not spending a lot of keys to re-roll and get a better one. I'm just like, unless I'm, specifically looking for credits or accordion, whatever. But usually I just go with what they give you on the random. So let's do it. Go with a preload. You can see how I'm rocking. I wonder if I have enough to upgrade that. Yes, sir. Let's do it again. All right, so we're maxed out on the missiles, which is my favorite. Let's start fighting. All right, let's go. Now, since I'm on an arc mission, usually I just blow right through these. All about clearing it and doing a couple more after that. So let's do it. No, I'll say it's pretty cool. Some of those planet upgrades, like yesterday, I got my first water gene mining on a planet because it's a random drop and they're pretty low. And you can see, when you upgrade them, you get a better chance, obviously. But I think that's like the first one that I've gotten. So it's incentive for me to bump up my rates. Because if you've looked at the markets, the genes are expensive and they vary. It's like sometimes people have them listed for ridiculous prices, and sometimes there's not a single one on the market to get. And with most of these upgrades, you have to do in like pairs of 2, and then when you get further down the road, groups of 10. Then after that, 20. So you are constantly hunting for those genes. That's another really cool thing about the other side, the delving. You can find a ridiculous amount, and the further down you go, the difficulty goes up, but also the price count goes up too. So instead of just getting one gene, maybe you're getting 5. Get 2, yeah. Double check that. I don't even think I used the. I think I have the sun. Yeah, Skyburst. I want to call them all shatter mines, but what has happened? I better pay attention. All right, let's back up. Where are we at? We doing the arc, right? What do we have left? Oh, we still got 30 left. Focus. Yeah, get me an arc and maybe do a couple of arena battles and stuff. Maybe do a little bit delving. Then see where we at for time and call it good. I have to. It's going to be a shorter stream. I got regular real world crap to deal with. Like if I have to tow my vehicle somewhere else to get it fixed because the mechanic where it's currently at is not responding. And Crafty ain't got no time for that. So yeah, we're bouncing a little bit, and I'll throw a little more of a heads up and promo with the next stream. But most of the time I got something going on Mondays at noon. So check us out, check in, drop info in the chat. Maybe it's not a bad idea to drop your wax address, and you might get a little token thank you on the wax blockchain. And I actually have a bunch of extra officers set aside so I can hook up my fellow squirrels, but also new members. So every once in a while, you'll see a really cheap officer on the market, which I'll probably do today after this stream. So take a look, whether it's at the JPEG store on Ada or Wax Atomic Hub. That's usually where I'm rolling. I'm going to go for the gold. Why not? I do like with this season, the gold is random, so you can get it without a fight. All right, let's clear this one. Let's clear it, dude. Come on. We still got one more after this. We're so close. Almost kicked the bucket right there, gang. So close. I don't want to die. Yes. All right. Okay, one more. All right, let's get it. Oh no, I want to close that out there. Let's do our 10. Finish the mission. Collect the reward. Come on, Chewie. Yeah, that Graviteer wrecks your whole game, especially when there's like 2 or 3 of them pulling you in different directions. Come on, fellas. I need help, minions. You know, just supposed to be a quick little mission, easy and not get wrecked. But no excuses. I should be able to talk and play. I mean, just saying. Come on, I'm not going to be greedy. Just one more tile after this one. Yeah, we'll check the leaderboards out too, and you'll see, you know, I'm pretty far down on most of the boards, but I'm still getting something just for playing. So, you know, there's something to be said about engaging. And again, disclaimer, you know, I'm really working on the other one harder, guys. On the other account, way more, way better. So just saying. Crafty 1. Yeah, that one. All right, come on. Yeah, sometimes I get a little crazy with the hotkeys and just blow right through them. It's like, man, I didn't need those last 3 that I hit. And then when I do need them, they have not reset. That should be it. Get out of here. Get on up out of here. All right. Okay, what are we going to get? Oh, I like that. I mean, I do. If this is on the other side, I really like the rep. And we'll go ahead and keep it anyway. Otherwise, if I was looking for something else, this is what I would do. And then you're at least going to get 3 things. So doing that, I get one more bump up, but let's just claim it. Bam. Then I usually have one just loaded up and active. So anytime I'm doing an encounter, whether I'm looking for more credits or more gems so I can do my blending and stuff like that, that's how I'm doing it. Cool. All right, what else are we going to do? Let's check out the leaderboards, guys. You'll notice we're in week 3. But a lot of times with these specific encounter leaderboards, they reset, and so there'll be like a like a day or two where it's like not active. However, your empire level is always active. And these two categories, I believe, are always active as well. Starting at the main one, you can see the top 3 is not me. There's so many different things you get with the various rarities of the troopers too. It's you get the bonuses when they're a pilot on your ships when you're going out. Really, it's the ships that give you a bonus too. But you also get the various bounties that reset on the daily, and you can get, depending on the type of trooper you have and the rarity, you're going to get those 3 different types of things that you're currently stacking. You're always going to get artifacts as well as, well, let's just show it because it has reset real quick. Go to your bounty. All of your troopers will give you one of these 3 options. And the higher the rarity, the better the payout. And then you also have to pay attention to the cost. I think it's dope this season. We're setting up miners, and we have our actual scientists in effect and making a difference. And if you have them and you've activated them, you're getting a little bonus. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that bonus right there. Yay. And those are the points you're using to upgrade your technical tree. Here we go. Let's do all the epics, and then this is my favorite right here. I wish I had more legendaries just because of that boost. We're always burning through them. I constantly crank out these guys, but they only give me 200. All right, now back to the leaderboard. Like, damn, Crafty, why don't you stay on one subject at a time, sir? Yeah, you can see my homies putting in work. We got Beads, we got Roger killing it. Man, Adidas, what's up, homie? And going to the top. Yeah, these guys are just racking it up. I don't even know what level they're at for delving already, but it's ridiculous. Like my goal is to get down deep enough where I can actually use one of those. Was it a corrupted gene or the abyssal gene? But I don't think I'm going to get it. But you can see the one that I'm putting the most work on, the growing the empire. I'm in 33rd place. But even at that, I'm getting more troopers. I'm getting a total of 4 of them. 1 rare and 3 common. Unless they bump me down. But let's see how many people are actually engaged. Look at that. 177 are getting a prize in the main empire level battle. And for the ones that are still playing here, it wouldn't take that much to get up there. But I do love seeing the list of players grow and grow. Let's keep it up. Got those crossovers you want to take advantage of too. Like, getting the arcs is a big deal. So just doing down here the alien worlds, if you have the NFTs to play it, if you just do 1 round, and you're gonna get 2 rare arcs. Man, I need to take a sip. But that's a really good deal, because the other thing is you also get points for your technical tree upgrades, and you're always wanting to stack that. But bouncing over to the depth in the abyss, you're getting troopers and OLT for the rewards here, and you can see I'm probably not going to get much of anything. Do it to the beat. Oh, thanks a lot, beat. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at X. And way down. I got to do some homework and get my game on as far as getting down in the depths, because I'm getting stopped out very fast. And it's like, man, I just blew through all of my biocrafts. I'm probably higher up there on the seasonal FGL spend, though, huh? Yeah, look at that. I'm kind of surprised the flagship account of mine is more than my secondary, but all right. Now we got the weekly going on. How many people are rocking this one? This is early. It just started yesterday, so. Oh, shit. But in case you don't know, it gives you a heads up. This is how much time you got. This is money right here. The Scientist blend. You want to get that. And with the use case active, it doesn't matter which one you want to get, whether you can, get lucky and score that legendary if you're doing the blend yourself, or you end up, oh, well, I just have the epic. You're still going to get a nice bonus. And, every time you find like a place where you can open up a drill, you're going to have the option to add the Scientist to it. So, simple math. If you end up finding 10 of them and you only got 3 Scientists, you're not getting much of a bonus aside from the first 3, right? Way down, and not in the good delving way on the leaderboards, but even at 59th place, I'm getting a little bit of tokens, but it's not guaranteed. Look at all these people. Oh, they're chasing me. All right. Encounters cleared. Let's see what's going on here. And what's nice is that the first couple of days, you'll see names not so familiar. Sometimes, not these two. Disregard those guys. They're always on there. But you can catch people sleeping like, oh, I didn't realize that started. And so, for people that are really into all of these games, like, they are down for every battle, every reset, every day. And they're maximizing everything. So it's like if you miss a battle or two, miss a day where you can't send your ship out, or your ship's out, or like your expedition, or any of that, you're not going to be able to catch them. But at least you get something for trying, right? All right, what else we got? We got purifying shards. I need to do more of that. And that's also an easy thing to do in the game, guys. If you have any of the troopers that can go into the radioactive spots, you can just start claiming those shards, and that's the only way you can get them, unless you get it rewarded somehow. And Roger's banking some shards, I see. If you just think about it and look at the categories, I always say there's a whole bunch of different leaderboards, right? You've got these 3 main ones always going on, and then you have all of these ones, and then there's a new one with new prizes, and they reset in the various weeks that we have this game going. And right now it's usually 45 days total. So how many weeks is that, ladies and gentlemen? 5.5? That sounds about right. So that's the shards, right? Then we got the fleet kills. I like playing the fleet games because I'm trying to get, well, really on both of them, I'm trying to build up, my fleet. Because when you're doing the expeditions, especially, you need 5 or 6 ships to send them off. So whether you have rare, commons, epics, legendaries, whatever, each time you're doing an expedition, you're going to need to send them out, so it's easy to run out of ships. But that's why I like playing the ship battles, because a lot of them, like, we'll bounce over to that too, and you'll see that they give you like ship parts or various types of ship spins. So you get a spin on a common or a rare, or higher depending on how far up the leaderboard you get. So go get it. I think we'll show that too while we're talking about it. And see where I'm at. Now this is the so funny. I talk about it and then why don't I show you a second later? But just a quick gander at the rules and what time they begin. And you need exactly 6 ships. Doesn't matter what kind they are. It's going to cost you 5 energy. Let's go ahead and create some. What? Okay. Guess I missed it. Is this true? Looks to be true. But anyway, this is you when you can register for the next expedition. It'll walk you through it. And the first thing is pick out your ships. Here's the slots for those ships. Pay and figure out where you want it to go. We don't need to rent the ship. And here's a leaderboard for defeat the horde. Oh. That's a pretty decent amount of parts, and it just takes 100. So I can get to create at least 1 ship. I want to get up here higher so I can get 2. We'll check out the seasonal. This is the one where you get the ships that are random, so you don't know until the prizes go out to you. That's a really crappy win rate. Good lord. It's rough. Yeah, I got to work on that too, figuring out the how to stack the ships, right? You know, I know to lead with the big armor ones in the front, right? And usually go into the shields. But with that low of a percentage, I got some work to do. I'm doing something wrong. All right, what else do we need to do? You know, I haven't done my Alien Worlds battle yet for this round, and like I said, I do it at least once. So let's do one of those rounds right quick. And with this reset, it's I feel like the last round was a lot easier than this one. I think they secretly check out what's going down and then change up the buffs and the difficulty. But same dealio. It's only 2 each time you want to battle. And with this version, right now, even if you get killed, boom, you did it once, so you're going to get those 2 rare arcs, and that's going to help you build your empire. But just because I said that doesn't mean you don't want to try. Let's see how many people we could take out. If you don't know, this is pretty sweet. And I love when I pull like a gladiator, or one of those huge ones that crush me, and then suddenly they're on my team. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. For those that have watched the video, you already know my basic strategies. I'm usually down here, setting up shop. Venture out. See who I can capture. You can see he just became my ally. It's a long reset too. But even if you get a dude and he instantly dies, that's 1 less person you have to battle, so I think that's worth it. Let's go ahead and boom. Yeah. That's pretty handy too. And I've noticed you can only do it once, so you can't combine and have a whole bunch of these huge turrets going on. But, you know, when you combine them like that, this one is so much stronger than the other ones. You can see my kill count is going up. And I think with these type of battles, it does pay to move around and not be stationary all the time. Especially when you're buying time for any of these resets. I think my last round I got like 250. We'll see if I can get better this time. And I think we'll check the leaderboards on that, and then maybe I'll bounce over. I think we'll launch Machiavellic, see what's up. And we'll call it a show. And I'll check on my stupid vehicle. So funny, it's like anytime you say, I haven't had a problem in a while. Or, look at this extra money I freed up. Nope. The universe said that was already taken, son. Oh, looks like I'm out. Look at that. Hey. Still kind of weak. A little bit better than my last score. Man, the last round I was getting like 1,000, 2,000. But, again, you know, even if you don't want to be in here all day, just do it once a day and you're going to get those arcs. And then, let's see, if you want to check the leaderboard, you still have to go in like you're going to play. And then click the leaderboard right there. And you get the TLM as the main prize because it is the Alien Worlds crossover. And I don't know if I played the intro video of the Machiavellic long enough, but if you go back or if you watch it on their Twitter, the whole video, you'll actually notice some Alien World shout-outs, and you'll also see up above a sample of them actually racing in one of the tracks. So that's a nice little egg. And I know Max showed that off when he was on with me the other day. But you can see the current tournament. That's how many days you got left of it. So again, you know, this is another weekly reset. You're looking at how many times they've went in and how many kills they have. Where is Crafty at? There I am. So yeah, decent spot, 29th place. 8 random arcs, nice. Random, not just common, random. So you could score legendary, whatever. You always want your bots, you always want your quits. I'm always trying to build those up because you have, you know, 3 different vouchers that you get upgrades, but you have to start with the quits to upgrade to the mega, then get the mega to upgrade to the next one. So, you know, a lot of times, a lot of seasons, I'm just trying to get them bots, yo. But you can see just being engaged, all of these players. And what I like is looking at this board. This says that every single player on this leaderboard has Alien Worlds NFTs now, even if they've never played that game before. So now they have, and then, you know, you have a little bit of exposure to get into that game as well, even if you're just checking out your what you get for shards and stuff. So love that engagement, and I love the side hustle games we got going on, these little mini battles and stuff. But let's go back home. Yeah, and I think what we'll do real quick is just load up. How long we've been on? Yeah, like 50 minutes. Cool. Yeah, I think we'll just load up Machiavellic real quick. Maybe, or should we do a couple of Abyss battles? Let's do a couple of those. I usually try to do at least 5 because that's one of the requirements to get that the dashboard rewards, which you can still get. They're not too far out of reach. All right, so let's just do a few of these right quick. I was rocking a pretty good setup. He makes everybody stronger, so that's a good one to have. Let's go with the heavyweights. Yeah, 120. A lot of health. Get me a healer. Yeah, just going to go over her. Where? Well, we have him too. You need one more, so I could put a second healer in. Let's add some poison. I've really been digging this guy. See if that works. Look at that. We have the similar totems in play. And this dude doesn't have much for damage, but when he blows up, he, explodes and deals damage and hit points to the people closest to him. I was debating putting him in this one. Then, hey, if I win a battle, I just keep it going. He's a pretty good fighter too. Does a lot of damage. See my strategy? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, I'm on a roll. Let's do this. Who's next? Yeah, that's a good one too. I really do love this addition to the game, guys. It's so dope. I like how they changed it over from what it was and added all these biocraft creatures and all the various ways to upgrade them and then match them up depending on the different skills and abilities that they have. Just more and more stuff to do, more and more aspects of the game. Always changing, always busy, love it. And then it's like every season, like I know this season, there's a couple more creatures that you've never played before because they just became available. And then you get to see how you match up against all the existing ones. Man, it's looking pretty good on video with all these wins, Crafty. We'll take it. You'll see how... Wow, that's an interesting lineup way up top there. Yeah, I'll click the leaderboard and you'll see I'm really not anywhere near the top 10, so... But even if you're not trying to, get to the top of the leaderboards, I just like playing this version of the game. So that's the strategy for this side. Let me get that life force mining and mess around in the abyss, whether I'm fighting or delving. Man, I'd say this lineup's worked out pretty well. What do I have for energy? It must be getting low. Still a decent amount. I will say the energy, man, bumping it up to the 200K for the OLT, which I do see it's pretty inexpensive right now. So you could get up to that rate pretty quick. It really is a huge difference with your energy that you're getting. You can see I'm getting 10 per hour. And so a lot of times I'm not struggling and out of energy. And another good thing is when you're getting that bump, you also want to make sure you can upgrade so that you're not capped out. You can increase the cap of the energy that you're getting. You have to go into the tech tree to make that happen. I don't even know how many battles I have left, but there we go. First defeat. Damn. Go over into the delving. I've been trying to get this guy. All right, let's get rid of all these folks. All right, we're gonna make them strong. We're gonna add some healing. Notice it's a whole area. It's really cool when you have the totems that cover everywhere, so you don't have to worry about it. So it means anywhere your people are at, he's gonna be able to heal them. And you're gonna see like, oh, this is what he was talking about. All those people got blown out, and the reset just happened, like an hour ago. Yeah, an hour ago, guys. Let's get you up top here. Who does more damage? I think we're gonna get. Yeah, we'll get him because he does 30. And hope that does it. Let's see. Let's see the cost. Yes! But this is the real challenge. You can see the dividing line to level 20 in the depth right there. And let's get this. These guys are tough. You can see how much damage did they do. Oh, they took him out. Yeah, him out. Okay. Let's do. You know, sometimes it's really good to use the Phoenix because they have to kill her a bunch of times. But we're gonna go with home slice there. And then why don't we use the gargoyle? Did we put him in yet? All right, let's see what happens. Yes. So there you go. You can tell because it was a gem, the deposit, that's what we're going to be mining here. So you move to the side. There it is. Then if you pop open your structures, you can see Crafty's doing all right. But you can see because I have some scientists, I'm getting a 1000% boost for the Legos and 500 for the epics. Why would you want to deactivate them? I don't know. But then you can also see the workers and then the efficiency. And obviously, efficiency improves, I would think, with the scientist managing things. So. But this also shows you what's happening. We're mining for diamonds or gemstones. And that's it's just kind of showing you an icon to represent that. But really, you can see, depending on what you have, like we just captured one of these gems, right? So they're mining the gemstones. And then the other one you see, which looks like a black hole, is where you're setting up where you mine diamonds. And then, you know, that's awesome because you're using diamonds quite often this season to, what do we use these for? Use them for a couple of things, like sending your dudes out on bounties, for example. But also, I think one of the bigger changes is you have diamonds when you're delving. If you want to crush one of the rocks, you got to spend a bunch of diamonds to make that happen. Man, this music just got double time or something. Let's change it up. But yeah, I really like this edition, and all of these buttons and actions with the scientists was not live until this season. Yeah, it's a little more funky. Lounge time. You can see I've done a decent amount of work. I've already run out of scientists to use. See, I ain't got no more. And then again, in my earlier videos, you have these awesome teleporters, so it's easy to bounce around the map, and you can see the coordinates of where each one is set up. If you don't want it anymore, you can take it out. I'm going to close that out because let's die trying to get some nature genes. I'm at a point where I have a lot of my characters that I need 10 of each. See, they took out. It's a big sacrifice to get that. So next thing you know, Crafty's going to be out of dudes, out of biocrafts to use. Keep these guys leading in the front, and let's battle. Yes. We'll take that 5-pack. Let's try the other one here. Okay, that's a good trade-off. We like that. Now, let's try doing 2 healers. Yeah. I know when I'm doing these tiles and I see like 2 or 3 healers on their side, I start getting worried. Especially if they have like 200 hit points. Ooh, like this. These guys are tough. On a roll. But with all this delving and battling and stuff, that's also a good reason to have a bunch of these biocrafts, even if you don't necessarily want to build and upgrade them, level them up, right? Just end up being extra fodder so you can do more battles. Oh, look at that. That's money. I don't know if I'm going to get it, though. Let's keep going until I lose a bunch of my dudes. How's that? Okay. I always like checking the blocks too. I feel more confident battling 4 versus 5. Oh, talking shit. Look what happened. No joke. Oh, I just noticed that gene too. Man, I need to get down here, but like I said, these guys are killing it. I ain't going out like that. Look at that. They killed my whole crew, man. Both of my healers. Hey, I was on a good win streak. Just add some poison to the mix. Add some wind to it as well. I have another healer. I don't know if I'm going to bother. Let's go with you, man. This is the point in the game I'm talking about where it's like suddenly all of my biocrafts are dead and I gotta wait a long time for the reset. Damn. Unless I want to revive them, right? And luckily I've got quite a bit. Alright, looks like I got stuck in this game, guys, and we're probably not going to shoot at the other rocks in Machiavellic. That's alright. Look at all these people he took out. Come on, Rico. But also, like, some of them are pretty inexpensive. You'll notice, if it's like 4,000 or more, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to spend that many artifacts to get him back in the mix. 2,000 is usually as far as I want to go. Like this dude, he's worth it. Here's my rock, man. I'm going to revive you. Look at that, 800. That's a really good deal. Let's try the Phoenix this time. Get some power with the rock. Let's try this lizard. And then, yeah, let's just do the one healer, dude. Man. Took a lot more than I thought to get past these. What's this guy? Is that my fire? Yeah, again, fire totem. Whole area, nobody escapes. You can see what he's doing. I like this too. Just get him in there. I like putting this guy close to the front. Hopefully he hits maximum people when he blows up. Oh wait, let's replace you. I like poison better. Again, if you look at it, the whole area. Huh. And that's something to think about too. I didn't realize nearby in a large cross area. So it would make sense to load him up somewhere closer, right? Let's see how that works. Take it. Hey, I appreciate the OGs not laughing at me like, man, he's doing this so wrong right now. He is wasting all of his people. Yeah, that's what's happening. I really want to get that. Where am I at with the rock count? Why don't we look? This is like another game within the game. You know, these cross over for every time you have one of these fragments, it stays, and you keep building them up till you get 10. Once you get 10 of these fragments, it automatically converts it into one of these blends. And you can see some of the blends only have X amount of blends remaining. Also shows you the percentage chance of getting said blends. Shattermine is awesome. So is the Nano Burst. This is great. This stops those stupid gravity ships from wrecking your game and pulling you all over the place. Highly recommend that. There's only 16 left. Yeah, so you can see there's quite a few blend options when you finally get the 10 fragments. And you can see that, the one we're looking at currently, you're going to get these drops from encounters. Where if you flip over to the Abyss side, they get dropped from delving. And then it's a smaller list of what the output is. And all these various bots help you out with the genes too. So the genes and the mining, like these guys are huge. They give you a big amount of life force, but they cost you like $1 billion to deploy them. So you'll be out of cash quick. Remember that. Look at that. I need 5 more. Come on. But only 3 on this side. So it would behoove me to crank my encounters, right? To try to boost up the percentages of getting that. Yeah. Now, another thing, when you are in a spot where you have a whole bunch of the genes that you just really can't use, right? You always have the option to sell your genes on the market. But the other thing you can do, if you have the rock gene, for example, is you can spend it here at Joe's shop. You can see I have a bunch of rocks right now, and it's because I have one of those bots mining it for me. So it stacks up in addition to what I collect. So if you wanted to get some shards, it looks like quite a bit. When you're looking at it, I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. But when you get further down into the season and you've got like 500 or 600, rocks, and you can't really upgrade your biocrafts because you don't have 200 or 300 genes in the other gene that you need to combine them, right? That, and if you're trying to race to get to the top with the reputation and rewards, I might drop 50 to get a rare. I think right here is pretty good value. 50 for a bunch of diamonds. I might do that if I was rolling really deep, because I'm always trying to cash in that life force. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and claim. How easy is it to claim your tokens? Bam, just like that. All right, Crafty, what do we got on the tech tree? Anything? Yeah, I can still upgrade. You can see I'm at level 48. Let's go ahead and do that. Don't have enough now. What was it, 9K? Yeah. I haven't done that yet. But you can reset it and start from scratch. Let's take a look at Crafty's tree. You can see I was focusing on mining more, right? So, in fact, let's go ahead and if we've got 2, let's put it down. 1, 2. And the thing to remember with the tech trees is where they're branching off of has to be the same level or lower than the starting point, right? So currently I can't have anything above 2 anywhere on this tree. Same thing for this one. And down here I can only have level 6. And here I'm up to 5. I don't really care about these because I got plenty of real mechas. But I do want to get keys. I do want to get the nanoflux. You know, I'd like to get some aquarium artifacts, especially on this side. You know, it's a lot harder to come by. So I'm out of it, man, out of it. But this is also a spot, like I was saying, to boost up that energy cap. So this is where you go, and it is worth doing. And you can see right now, I'm at level 6. And so that has boosted each level by 25. Pretty dope, right? And I honestly haven't even done a replica yet. I think I'm probably going to start it just to have that experience. I don't know if I'm going to do it this season. I'll probably save it for next season. But the only reason I mention that is because it does not stack with the replicas. What's up, Radio Bot? All right, let's see. I've already claimed. Yeah, my life force. Is it time to mine? Let's take a look, and then I think we'll wrap it up, gang. Yep, I'm going to boost up that luck, too. Let's see. I didn't see what kind of money I had. Let's see if we can send one of my Omega bits. You see, look at that, 1 billion. I'm going to get a lot of life force for it. And then this is what you'll see. Oh, you got something extra, like you get some bonus tokens, or you found a shard or a fragment. Not this time. Then backing up, going into the planet itself. Ooh. I usually wait for that to stack. A little more than 9. I don't quite have enough to upgrade. Let's see. Yeah. I'm about 100,000 points away. I got the gemstones, but I don't have enough of these research points. And my daily bounty is not going to cover 100,000. And the daily missions, you can see now on this side, it's up to 215 tiers, stacking 5 or above. Gets crazy when that's up to like 400 and stuff. But this is another snapshot I'm constantly going back to just see what I've done and what I've missed so far. This one especially on my wax side, because I want to make sure I'm depositing some every day. See, and now I haven't done my defeat the horde battles. Need to make that happen. But yo, you can check that out next time. I think we'll just end with some sweet Machiavellic slide. Yeah. We were all ending with Outlaw Troopers, but we started with the convoys, which is so cool. And I like seeing all of my homies flying around in their drones getting ready. Brought to you by the FGL, right? And then we're currently in season 17 of the Outlaw Troopers. Get used to your Machiavellic bosses. And I know you guys are checking out more and more of the lore and stuff that are coming out. Like, check out the comic book. Shit, I gotta put my order on that now that I'm thinking about it. There's also various options with the comic book to get packs to get your OCPs and ammunition and stuff too. So check that out. You can do it right at Machiavellic.io. Yeah. On that note, thanks for stopping by, gang. And I'll be back next week. I haven't figured out which game we're getting into, but